Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Well, you certainly wouldn't want to let a few facts get in the way of a really good argument, would you, Senator McDonald? So, clearing of and loss of our native vegetation, which everybody recognises as one of the major losses of biodiversity, the feral animals that have introduced animals, etc., which everybody recognises as the major loss of biodiversity. Suddenly, that's not the real cause of our loss of biodiversity. Bearing in mind that Australia has the highest rate of mammalian loss of critical weight range animals on the planet, it seems to be okay with both sides of this chamber, both the coalition and the government, that we water down our federal environmental laws. And it horrifies me to hear Senator Thorpe and the government continue to use the industry rhetoric of green tape. If nothing points out more clearly that they have just bowed down to industry and bowed down to the miners, it's that they have adopted their rhetoric of green tape. These are environmental laws that are put in place to protect our environment, and it's absolutely essential that we have strong federal environmental laws. And in my home state of Western Australia, that is no more evident than the proposal to develop James Price Point in the Kimberley, where the state government has just this week given environmental approval for that particular development on the basis of an extremely flawed environmental assessment process, which I'll go to in a minute. In Western Australia, for James Price Point, we couldn't find 5 independent environmental specialists with expertise to be able to make an assessment on this project. 4 of the EPA members had to recuse themselves because they had a conflict of interest. If nothing else, does that speak not more plainly than the fact that we actually need some strong federal environmental laws so that a state that can't find 5 independent people to make assessment process, at least the Commonwealth, can take a much more independent view of looking at that particular development proposal. And then we look at the environmental assessment process that was carried out in Western Australia and the environmental impact assessment statement the proponents put up, and it's riddled with errors and mistakes and flaws, riddled with them. Riddled with them. For a start, they didn't seem to be able to count the number of whales that use that particular area. They didn't seem to be able to recognise what everybody else, and if they'd read some of the scientific literature and done proper surveys, they would have established the fact that this is one of the most important whale nurseries in the world. And then when they did look at the whales, the only ones they seemed to be able to see is the humpback whales, not the other whales that use that area. They didn't recognise the fact that there's at least 4 different types of dolphins in the area. They failed to find the miniature spinner dolphin. They didn't properly address the issues around the snub-nosed dolphin. They didn't find turtle nesting sites nearby the James Price Point site. Oh, would that be because they apparently carried out this survey in the non-nesting time? They didn't find the bilbies using the terrestrial area. They downplayed the importance of the vine thickets in that particular area. They didn't do proper research. It's been left for other people to do. They didn't do the proper research on the importance of this area for the dinosaur trackways, for the footprints that are there. And the conditions they put on it are laughable in terms of trying to be able to protect those dinosaur footprints, not to mention that the interruption to the song lines that are associated with those dinosaur footprints. All of these flaws. I haven't touched on the issues around the importance of this area for dugongs and the fact that they've totally underestimated the impact of this particular development on dugongs due to the loss of seagrasses. They don't adequately deal with the fact that this is going to move millions of tonnes of dredging materials and what impact that has not only on coastal processes but on feeding grounds for turtles, for example, down at Quangdong Point, those turtles that are already under pressure from the Gorgon development. The Gorgon development is occurring on one of the most important sites for endangered species on the planet. The island is one of the most important islands on the planet because of the number of endangered species that are there, and because it's an island, those particular species can be protected. Once again, demonstrating the development at all cost approach in Western Australia, the Burrup's another where we've lost priceless Aboriginal heritage demonstrates so clearly the need for strong environmental protection laws at the federal level, and we do not support—
Senator Siewert, your time has expired.